tell me when this is up.
We're good. So we have more questions.
Here we are, more questions. And
what is the difference being in love and being buzzed with drugs? Pleasure is a pleasure.
That's true. You can feel love from different sources. You can be in love for different reasons. I like to think of a Greek term that a lot of the Christian groups have kind of stolen. And the word is agape love. I remember writing a blog one time, and I mentioned that agape love can exist between anyone and the force, the spirit that is around us and above us. And a lot of these people who heard agape love before thought it was something that was Christian based. No, come on. It came about 500 years before Christ, and it was by the Greeks. And it said that this type of love, agape love, is a love that's just slightly above family love, slightly above the type of love that you would share internally with your family. And it's the spiritual love. It's the type of love that never ends and is always there. And I mean, think about this. The love that you had when you were 7 years old for that first boy or girl, where did it come from? It came from inside of you. You felt, my God, I would do anything for this person. I would give up anything just to be close to them, to smell their fragrance, to see them, touch their fingers. And as we grew older, 12, 13 years old, the dating, the beginning of the stages, we would do anything for them. Well, that is the agape spiritual love that I crave. I want to do everything and anything I can so that another person, another group of friends can benefit. Not from selfish love that I get from another partner, but the love I get through the group.
This is what Mark's saying. Isn't it all about reaching the state of eternal love to Creator, to each other?
Max, I love you, man. I just love you. I'm telling you right off the bat, you hit it. It is the eternal love. It's the love that's always there, always will be there. And if we can just lasso onto that and hold on to it, embrace it and stay with it, and always be able to go back to it and grab more of it and keep it in our back pocket. Because when we go through life, go to our jobs, we have problems developing, if we can just remember, pull it out of our back pocket and say, yeah, no matter how hard it gets, that love is still there. You're right, Max.
You have a compliment from from Dr. Angelov. He says that you remind a Russian player, Russian actor who was playing Athos.
Okay, well,
everybody likes him.
Oh, cool. Well, then I thank you very much for the compliment. I'm not familiar with that actor. However, I have been compared to Dustin Hoffman here in America. I like to think more along the lines of The Graduate rather than Ratso Rizzo.
Here's two questions right away. Roxa is asking, can we live without love? And Princess 94, which is approximately, I think she's 17 years old, says, yes, we can live without love.
Can we live without love? Can we live without the Creator? You know, I was thinking about what hell would be like. And the first thought that came to my mind was living without the Creator. Living without, well, no, not just living without the Creator, living without the hope that a Creator could help. I mean, just think about it. You go through life with so much despair. There is nothing above you. There is nothing surrounding you except for yourself. That is despair. That is to the point where I think I would not want to continue. I need hope. I need a belief in something above me. I need to be able to put my faith above reason and to say, here I am, And I'm going to be working for you as best I can because I want to do something with my life that is more than what my life can do for me. Does that make sense to you? At 17 years old, nothing made much sense to me except for the next day, the next boyfriend, girlfriend, the next party, the next concert. You'll see. Maybe you'll see tomorrow.
Dr. Angela says, I just got it. Love makes us together, drugs pull us apart. Is that true, Mike?
I like that. Oh, I like that very much. Drugs pull us apart. Love brings us together. Love will always bring people together. And I feel more love when the sad times occur. The happy times are great. You know, you're going to be partying. It's so easy to love one another. It's when the tragedy strikes, when the irritation comes about, when the problems develop in life. That's when love really shows its strength. And when you find a friend that can share love with you, can elevate you, boy, you've got everything you need in the world.
There's woman hater who says, how about free German case for women? Kitchen, Kinder, Kirchen, Church. Kirchen.
I don't quite understand that. There used to be a saying in America, barefoot and pregnant, keep them... I never understood that, and I'm not quite understanding what you just said. If it doesn't have much to do with love, then I'd rather go into the next question.
Rivka says, it is not life without love.
It is not life without love?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you got to have love in your life. You got to have a feeling that tomorrow is always going to be a day of light. You got to have hope. You've got to have a belief that no matter where you go, that love will always be there. You may not feel it all the time. As a matter of fact, you probably will feel that sometimes that you'll never be loved again. Why? If there is love in this world, why am I feeling so terrible? Why am I feeling so down? What is wrong with the world around me that I have to be in a hole? But in order to see outside of the hole, in order to feel what you're missing, as I said earlier, you have to hit sometimes rock bottom. When you hit rock bottom, you got nowhere to go but up.
So why do we want to be loved?
Oh, come on. Why do you want to be loved? Why do you want to feel a puppy lick you on the cheek? Why do you want to have that little kitten come over to you and start purring? Why do you want your mom to tell you everything's going to be okay? It's love that we need desperately. We need more of it. And more importantly, we need people to share it openly with others. Change the world one lovely moment at a time.
We have living without creator is like living with mother in a room, playing your toys without thinking that mother exists.
Say that again?
Living without creator is like living with mother in the room, playing with your toys without thinking that mother exists.
What would you do if there was no creator? What would you do if there was no hope? What would you do if this is all there is? What if this was all there is? There's a song that Peggy Lee sang in the late 60s. Is that all there is? Is that all there is to life? It was based on a book by Thomas Mann from 1896. I did a little research and I wrote something about this. Thomas Mann had a fire in his house when he was 5 years old. His father gathered him in his arms and rushed outside. And the young 5-year-old later looked back and said, is that all there is to a fire? Thomas Mann had fallen in love, and boy, did he feel great when he was around 18 years old. And then he found out that the one that he loved had gone away, didn't come back. And when Thomas Mann didn't die and he found himself improving, he was able to turn to what he thought love was and is and said, is that all there is to love? Is that all there is? Now, Peggy Lee sang the song, if that's all there is, my friend, then let's keep dancing, let's break out the booze and have a ball, if that's all there is. Thomas Mann turned his life around when he saw the sea for the very first time, and he saw and was able to imagine the sea continuing without an end horizon. The sea went on and on and on, and he found out that that's not all there is. It can go on and on and on. I don't know if that answered your question, but I like Peggy Lee, and I like bringing up her song.
Chat is exploding here. We call you Great Mustache Man, and everybody wants to know if you have a recipe for love.
Recipe for love starts with yourself. I mean, really. I mean, if you don't love yourself, it's going to be really trouble to love another person. Now, what do I mean by loving yourself? I mean, too often you don't like yourself. At least too often I didn't like myself. I didn't like who I was becoming when I would do certain jobs, when I had to feel I had to stay on pace with the neighbors. I had to put up the ornaments, put up the lights for the holiday show. That wasn't something I liked. It wasn't something that I loved inside of me. The anger that I would feel growing up, the anger that I thought all men felt, I didn't love that. And I found that in order for me to love myself, I had to forgive a hell of a lot. I had to forgive much of what I had been believing when I was growing up. And you know something? I asked for forgiveness. And you know who I asked forgiveness from? There's something inside of me, something that I like to think of that is just a small spark of divine. Call it a point in the heart where I can go to and ask forgiveness. And you know, I get it. I get it when I am sincere and ask for it from the bottom of my heart. And then I can love you. I can love others. I can love everyone. But it first must start here, inside of me.
Okay, we have 1 minute. We have to finish.
Okay.
We will be back next Tuesday, same time, 7 p.m. I have a last question. We're asking, is you an Illuminati? Do you know what it is?
Illuminati is, no, I'm not. I have an idea what it is, and you look on the back of with a $1 bill, you see the pyramid, and I don't know what Illuminati is. I read about it. Maybe we can discuss this at some other time.
So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.